All right. I want to kind of show you what actually I did on this particular project in order to fix the problem with that contact. So what I want to do here, I want to first of all extract it. Okay, so that is the original form you sent me. I have a list of projects of people I work with, everybody here, so you can see them, of over 50 solutions here. Actually, all of them that I've provided for this year alone is over 70 solutions already provided to customers. Okay, so now that is just on Fiverr. I have other platform also I work. Okay, so I have actually enabled it. Now if you have entered some kind of no, this is not the original file. Okay, so actually let me just show you. The original file showed this. Let me kind of bring this in. Trying to see what the original file gave me on the downloads. Oh, it's not there. Notice there. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so on the downloads, actually this is where I got it done. You can see that there are no queries here that I created here. I actually create queries at default, but I can now remove the queries, delete it, and embed it here. What is the skill I use there? All I need to do, this is the subform I'm using, and this is the filtration. So having gone to this particular area, which is the design mode of this particular home form, this is the home form here, while this is the contact list form, and this is the contact list form here. But here I gave it a name called search result. That is the name, the coding name I gave to it here, code result. So here I come here, and you can see I click on this to get the property of the form. I go to data or data, then you can see we have record source here. So this is the record source, and it's an SQL query. I can click on this to, oh, that's nonsense. Okay, let me go there again. Click on this, automatically takes you in here. So you can see I can easily copy this query code by clicking on the SQL here, copy it, and or I can just save it as a normal query. By the time I'm done, I copy the code, embed it to there, and delete the query. So that is how I most time do it. So it's an embedded query for a particular form, and it makes my work very, very neat. Even if I do so many things that are very, very powerful, you will not be able to know, but I make my coding neat and make my work neat, so you won't have problem having a lot of objects here and so much. Rather, I want the most serious work to be seen. So what's the secret of how this particular form works? Now you can see that this one is given the name here, which is txt search, and this is where I rename it here. That's the coding name. And here, this is the name for this particular subform. And so people call it subform, but I call it search results. And I can go into this place here, go to the data, and then, sorry for that, come here, go to this place, and now as you can see we have this one here. Okay, so the search is very, very easy. Now before, what happened was that these forms are actually related. It's actually related. So what I did here, you can see the relationship is like an intermediate relationship, where this does not actually depend on this. But in a situation whereby I'm collecting query results, all I just needed to do was to collect something like this. Let me just show you what I did here. Let me go to the query area. You just copy this query. Oh no, let me just save it as, so you see what I did. Save it as query 1. So I've saved it. So right now it's running based on what? Query 1. You can see, and this is the query. So whatever changes I do here affects this form here. So what I want to do, I want to run my own new queries. So I don't need to take this to design mode, I can just come here and edit what I want to edit here. So initially what you had was like this, and you couldn't view anything. So even if you put 20 and the main thing is missing, which shows that it is only when this table has something similar to this that it can display everything available. That is why it was like that. So if I come here to build a new query, like let me say contact, and I want to add everything that I have here, like the person's first name, last name here, this. So whatsoever I build here, and let me say state, country, state. If I have this information, you discover that I have 10 here. But in a situation whereby by the relationship is related to state, and I want to add the state here, because my query diagram, my system diagram, which my relationship diagram, has already shown here that I have a relationship between state and this contact table. So what I need to do here, as you can see, this one is just an intermediate relationship. Indeterminate relationship. So now if I come here, you discover that I've come here, you just discover that it's like this. So in this situation, what I used to correct it, because when I discovered that the dependency stood at, it is only when, if I come here, double click on this, it's only when both this and this have something in common, only when where they have something in common, that is when you will display the result. So what I had to do was to come here and say, I want to include all the results, all the records from TBL contact, and make everything available. You understand? And only those records from states where they are joined. So include all the records, and also only the records where they are also joined. So that means both the ones that are actually filled and the one that does not filled, whether the one that are wrongly filled, whether the state is included, does not included in the state form, in the state table, everything will all be available. So by the time I click on this, you will discover that there are some of them I did not fill, and this is the reason why we never had them showing up. So that is how I just got it fixed up. You get it now? So that is what I actually did there to get that fixed up. So as you can see, it is fixed, and I just had to just get that. As soon as I got that done, I said, wow, so this was the mistake I made, and it was very, very silly. So I never knew that it's possible for you that you never collected states compulsorily. That is where I got it wrong. So now that I've fixed it, I believe that is good enough. Okay, so now the next thing I want to show you is that if you come here very well, because you said I should also show you how I built the query. Actually, it depends on understanding, but let me say it's kind of advanced, but I don't think I'm teaching you the basics here. All I just need to show you here is what I did. So what I did here was a kind of, I said I want to search this particular form here. That means that this form must be opened before this can work. So if you come to say I want to open only this one here, it won't work. And in fact, it will ask for this, because when home is not open, this is just, let me just show you that if you open this particular place here, it will show you this. Why? Because the form is not actually opened. It collects its reference from that particular place there. So what I did here now is I told it that as long as it is open, this one is it is a main form, and I know that I already know as a programmer that this one must always be open, so they work together. So that is not a problem. So all I had to do was to link it up to say I want it to be like, so whether you type in something that correlates with it or not, search in that box, whatever is there, whether if you are typing cell phone number, it can search in inside the person's full name, any part of the name. And you see, I use query here to join it together. This is a query that I used here, and the alias of the query is full name here. And as you can see here, what I just did here, when I said text here, The word text here simply means that anything I type, as I type, whatsoever I type here automatically is building. So I said like this. When I use like this one is a wildcard query. So a wildcard query is a kind of a query that we search based on the particular whatsoever is there provided. Look into the full text provided you have text that follows in this manner. So let's assume I want to type K register. As soon as I type K arrow, it sorts out all the K arrow for me as I type inside this box here. So as soon as I type anything like this, it starts bringing it out. So some codes were actually written to get that done. So the codes there actually come here, which is actually reading. You didn't ask me to explain this, but I feel I should explain that to you. So this is it here. When I double click on it, I want it to automatically reset itself. But as soon as the form loads, I want everything to go off here. That's why I use this particular code here to actually put up the ribbon to make everything look beautiful and handsome. Okay, so and also this place here, I also said it that as soon as this place you are typing anything here and it's changing, all I need you to do is to run a little macro for me. So I run a little macro, very simple. I said search the results. So search results. So what I needed was to requery this one. I said requery this, continuously requery. So that requery agrees with what I did here. So it works with this. So I'm only telling it to say filter based on what I did here, filter based on what I did here. So this is where the main work is. So actually it took me time to get how to do this, but this actually made my work very, very easy and simple. So it doesn't look simple, but anyway, it has to do with my own personal understanding and experience I have built to make your work look pretty. So as you can see it now, how did I build it? I just said I used the build here. I said go to this place, go to the home folder, and go directly inside. You see it here. If you don't know how to do that, maybe that's going to be another lesson. I went to, there is a field there. What's the name of that field? I can't remember the name of that field, so let me go and look for the name of the field. So I'm looking for the name of this field here. The field is txt search. So trying to tell it, I want you to go into the form called txt search. So go into forms, the loaded forms, because it's currently open, so I don't need to begin to look for it manually. So I go to the loaded forms, opens based on the loaded forms. Then I search, sorry, it is inside this place, that's why I didn't got it earlier. You can see that this is it here. So I double click on it and you can see it. So when I now use the like format, that is to say I want to look for something that looks exactly like, so when I put star here, it means at the end, that appears at the end. So if it ends with this, that the particular value where I'm searching, which is full name, if the name ends with this particular place, it should give me that value. But the text, that is to say anywhere the text appears as I type, it begins to do the query for me based on as soon as I type, whatsoever I type, so automatically it works. And so I now said both the beginning and the end. So this one shows at the beginning here, that is to say from the text, search from the beginning of it and also search from the end. Anywhere you see it based on what I have typed, automatically brings it out. So that is what I did there. So I will just remove this because it won't work. So this is where it's supposed to be the first criteria. The second one goes with this one. So it's the same thing. I'm using the same field. So I just come here, copy this, put it inside here, put it inside the cell here. As you can see, I copied it, put it here, and also put it here based on phone. So I said you can search out your cell phone, you can search out your phone numbers, and you can also search out your full name automatically using that particular one box. So you can see that this is actually done based on experience, and it makes your work look prettier. As you can see, if the word does not come in, that is all. So if I type in 55, let's assume I type at the end of this one here 4579, 4579. You see, automatically brings it out anywhere I want to type. I can come inside and type 565, anyone, 565. You see, it's trying to bring it out. You see, I typed 56. So how did this come to be? This was where I wanted to search on, but you can see that we also have that 56 somewhere around this particular place. That is why it's bringing it out somehow. So you can see this 56 here. So this is what I've typed, 565. You see, one has disappeared. So that is how it works. So it's a multi-purpose something, and it's pretty very easy to do if you understand. If you are very, very good with SQL. And this is one of the power of my particular applications, and I always apply it to make work simpler and more efficient for most of my customers. So at beginning, it's sometimes it can take you a day to build such a solution, because depending on the data you are trying to sort out, there are sometimes that it has given me so much headache to make just one query. I'm telling you, if you make one mistake, everything will go bad, and it can give you much problem to solve. So this is one of the aspects that makes your application simple. And all right, so that is it. I appreciate the privilege you've given to me to kind of teach you how to do this. God bless you. Later, just complete the order.